Do you agree or disagree with the following statement? Attending a university should be free of charge. Give specific reasons or examples to support your opinion.
Answer 1.
I agree that attending a university should be free of charge. First, it's important for everyone to have an equal chance at getting an education. If university is free, more people, especially those from less wealthy families, can go. For example, in countries like Germany and Norway, where university education is free, there are higher rates of college attendance among all social groups. Second, making university free can have long-term benefits for society. Higher education often leads to better jobs and higher incomes. For instance, people who graduate from university tend to earn more money over their lifetime compared to those who only finish high school. This means they can contribute more to the economy, which can lead to a stronger and more prosperous society.
Answer 2.
I disagree that attending a university should be free of charge. First, universities need funds to maintain high-quality education. If tuition is eliminated, they might have less money for facilities, equipment, and good professors. For example, top universities often have advanced labs and experienced teachers. These contribute to a better learning environment but require considerable funding. Second, free university could lead to overcrowded classes and less motivated students. When students invest their own money, they often value the education more. For instance, students paying for their tuition might be more likely to take their studies seriously and work hard to get good grades, knowing that their own or their family's resources have been invested in their education.
Do you agree or disagree with the following statement? Children should study art at school. Give specific reasons or examples to support your opinion.
Answer 1.
I agree that children should study art at school. First, art encourages creativity. When children draw, paint, or make crafts, they use their imagination to come up with ideas. For example, when children create their own artwork, they decide what to draw or paint and how to do it. This helps them think creatively, a skill that's important in many areas of life. Second, studying art can also help children express their feelings. Art can be a way to show emotions that are hard to put into words. For instance, if a child is feeling sad or happy, they can express that feeling in a picture or a piece of pottery. This can help children understand their own emotions better, and it can also help others understand them too.
Answer 2.
I disagree that children should be required to study art at school. First, not all children have an interest in or talent for art. Forcing them to study it might lead to frustration. For example, a child who is more interested in science or math might not enjoy or benefit from art classes as much as they would from more time spent on their preferred subjects. Second, schools often have limited time and resources. It's important that these are used for subjects that are essential for all students. For instance, subjects like mathematics, science, and language studies have a more direct impact on most children's future careers and life skills. Art is important, but it may not be as universally necessary as these other subjects.
Which of the following places do you think will change the most in the next 10 years? Give specific reasons or examples to support your opinion. Libraries, restaurants, train stations.
Answer 1.
I think that libraries will change the most in the next 10 years. First, libraries are changing because of technology. These days, people are reading more ebooks instead of physical books. So, libraries might need to start providing more computers and ebooks. This means less space might be needed for physical books. For example, instead of rows and rows of bookshelves, libraries might have more computers and spaces for people to read and study. Second, libraries are not just about books anymore. They are becoming places where people can do different things. For instance, libraries might start to offer more spaces for studying, holding events, and meeting people from the community. This would make them more like community centers. So, in the future, when you go to a library, you might do more than just borrow a book.
Answer 2.
I think that restaurants will change the most in the next 10 years. First, more people are now ordering food to eat at home instead of going out to eat. This means that restaurants will need to think about how they can meet this demand. For example, they might need to make their kitchens bigger to prepare more food for delivery. At the same time, they might need less space for dining because fewer people are eating in. Second, new technology could have a big impact on how food is prepared in restaurants. For instance, we could see more machines and robots being used in the kitchen. This could change the way food is prepared and might mean that fewer human cooks are needed. It could also mean that restaurant staff will need to learn how to use these new machines.
Answer 3.
I think that train stations will change the most in the next 10 years. First, the way we buy train tickets could become completely digital. For example, we might not have paper tickets anymore. Instead, we could have automated, paperless systems that make buying a ticket much quicker and easier. This could be a big change for train stations. Second, train stations could become places where many different types of transport come together. For instance, a train station might also be a place where you can catch a bus, rent a bike, or even get a taxi. Stations could also have more shops and places for people to meet. This would make train stations more like busy city centers, rather than just places to catch a train. This change could make train stations more useful and important in our daily lives.
Which would you prefer, working from home or working at your office? Give specific reasons or examples to support your opinion.
Answer 1.
I would prefer working from home over working at an office. First, working from home allows for a flexible schedule. This means I can manage my time better. For example, I can take a break when I need it or even do some household chores during the day. This flexibility can lead to better work-life balance. Second, working from home cuts down commuting time. This is especially important for people who live far from their offices. For instance, instead of spending an hour or two traveling to and from work, I can use that time to rest or do other productive tasks. This not only saves time but also reduces stress associated with long commutes.
Answer 2.
I would prefer working at the office over working from home. First, when you work at the office, it's easier to separate work from your personal life. This helps you focus on your work. For example, at the office, there are fewer things to distract you like housework or family. This can help you stay focused on your work. Second, at the office, you can talk to your coworkers more easily. This can help with teamwork. For instance, having a chat at the water cooler or talking about work in a meeting room can lead to new ideas. It also helps you get along with your team. This kind of face-to-face talk is hard to do when working from home.
Do you agree or disagree with the following statement? Children should learn how to use the internet as early as possible. Give specific reasons or examples to support your opinion.
Answer 1.
I agree that children should learn how to use the internet as early as possible. First, the internet is a great tool for learning. It has a lot of information that can help children in their studies. For example, there are many educational websites that can make learning fun and interactive, like those with science experiments, math puzzles, or history games. Second, learning how to use the internet early can prepare children for the future. Nowadays, knowing how to use the internet is an important skill. For instance, many jobs now require people to use the internet for tasks like research, communication, and data management. If children learn how to use the internet early, they can build this important skill for their future careers.
Answer 2.
I disagree with the idea that children should learn how to use the internet as early as possible. First, using the internet too early might be bad for children's health. The reason is that spending too much time on screens can be bad for children's eyes and sleep. For example, if children start using the internet too early, they might spend less time playing outside and more time looking at screens. This could be bad for their eyes and could also make it hard for them to sleep. Second, the internet can be a dangerous place for children. There are many things on the internet that are not good for children to see or read. For instance, there are websites with content that is too mature for children, and there are also people on the internet who might try to harm children. It's important to protect children from these dangers.
Do you agree or disagree with the following statement? People should not depend on technology. Give specific reasons or examples to support your opinion.
Answer 1.
I disagree with the statement that people should not depend on technology. First, technology helps us in our daily life. It makes many things easier. For example, we use smartphones to talk with friends, study, and play games. Without them, our life would be more difficult. Second, technology helps us learn and understand the world better. It makes it easy to find information. For instance, if you want to learn about animals, you can use the internet. You can find lots of information and pictures quickly. Without technology, it would take a lot longer to find this information. So, while we should not rely on technology for everything, it does help us a lot in our daily life and learning.
Answer 2.
I agree with the statement that people should not entirely depend on technology. First, depending too much on technology could lead to less physical activity. For example, instead of playing outside, kids might spend too much time playing video games or watching videos on their tablets. This can lead to unhealthy habits and lifestyle. Second, heavy dependence on technology might affect our social skills. With smartphones and social media, we often communicate digitally. For instance, instead of talking face-to-face, we might send texts or emails. This could make it harder for us to develop good social skills, like active listening and understanding nonverbal cues, which are important in real-life conversations. While technology is helpful, it's also important to balance its use with other activities that keep us healthy and help us develop good social skills.
If you want to learn about current events in the world, which do you think is a better resource, newspapers or magazines?
Answer 1.
Newspapers are a better resource to learn about current events in the world. First, newspapers are updated daily. This means they provide the latest news every day. For example, if a big event happens today, you can read about it in tomorrow's newspaper. Second, newspapers cover a wide range of topics. They talk about everything from politics to sports to science. For instance, you could read an article about a new president in one country in one section, then flip the page and read about the latest soccer game or a new invention in another section. Newspapers help you learn about many different things happening around the world in a short time.
Answer 2.
Magazines are a better resource to learn about current events in the world. First, magazines provide detailed, in-depth information. They often have longer articles that delve deep into a topic. For example, a magazine might include a 10-page article about climate change, explaining it in a way that a short newspaper article cannot. Second, magazines often focus on specific interests. This means you can choose a magazine that matches what you want to learn. For instance, if you're interested in technology, you can read a tech magazine that covers the latest gadgets and innovations. By reading magazines, you can gain a deeper understanding of the topics that interest you most.
Which would you prefer, traveling by yourself or with friends?
Answer 1.
I would prefer traveling with friends. First, having friends makes the trip more fun. If you see something cool, like a beautiful waterfall, it's more exciting to share it with friends. If you taste something new, like an exotic fruit, sharing the experience can make it more special. These moments can make you and your friends even closer. Secondly, it's safer with friends. Imagine if you lose your way in a strange city, having friends can help you find your way back. If you feel sick, friends can take you to a doctor or buy medicine. They make sure you're okay and help out when things get tough.
Answer 2.
I would prefer traveling by myself. First, it gives you full freedom. This means you can do anything you want whenever you want, like visiting a zoo or a park. You don't have to wait for others or adjust your plans. For example, if you want to spend all day watching animals or sit by a pond eating your favorite ice cream, you can do it. You have the freedom to make your own choices, and that makes the trip more fun. Second, it helps you grow as a person. When you're alone, like going for a long walk in a new city, you can learn a lot about yourself. You face challenges alone, like finding your way if you get lost. This makes you stronger and gives you more confidence. It helps you trust yourself more, and that's a great feeling.
Which would you prefer to read, a paper book or an ebook?
Answer 1.
I would prefer an ebook. First, ebooks are easy and light to carry around. All your favorite books can be stored on one device like a tablet. For example, if you are going on a long trip, you don't need to carry lots of heavy books in your bag. You just need your e-reader or tablet. You can bring hundreds, even thousands of books with you. This way, you can read any book you want, anytime, anywhere. Second, ebooks have special features. They have built-in dictionaries, so if you see a difficult word, you can look it up right away. You can also change the size of the words, making it easier to read. Plus, if it's dark, the screen light makes reading easy. This is something you can't do with a paper book. These reasons show why ebooks can be a better choice.
Answer 2.
I prefer reading a paper book. Paper books are physical and tangible. When you hold a paper book, you can feel the pages and hear the sound they make when you turn them. It's a different experience than reading on a screen. For example, you can enjoy the feeling of flipping through the pages and appreciate the unique smell of ink and paper. Paper books allow a break from screens. In today's world, we spend a lot of time looking at digital devices. Reading a paper book gives your eyes a rest from screens. Plus, you don't have to worry about notifications or distractions that can pop up on electronic devices. With a paper book, you can focus more on your reading without interruptions.
Do you agree or disagree with the following statement? It should be required for children to do volunteer work. Give specific reasons or examples to support your opinion.
Answer 1.
I agree that children should have to do volunteer work. First, volunteering helps kids be kind and understand others. When children volunteer, they see how different people face challenges. For example, when they visit a nursing home and spend time with older people, they learn to be nice and care about them. This helps them know the importance of being kind and helping others. Second, volunteering teaches kids important skills and how to work with others. When they do volunteer work, they learn how to work together with other people towards a common goal. For instance, when they join a cleanup activity in their community, they work as a team to make their neighborhood cleaner. This helps them understand the value of teamwork and how to solve problems together.
Answer 2.
I disagree that it should be required for children to do volunteer work. First, children need time for themselves to grow and learn. Making volunteer work mandatory can add extra pressure and responsibilities on kids. They might have less time for their own hobbies, interests, and rest. It's important for kids to have the freedom to explore their own passions and develop their own unique personalities. Second, forcing kids into volunteer work can lead to insincere or ineffective efforts. Real volunteering comes from a genuine desire to help others. When it's required, kids may not fully engage or give their best. They might only do it to fulfill the obligation without truly caring. Volunteering should be a choice so they can make a real difference with enthusiasm.
Which of the following is the most challenging aspect of being a manager? Give specific reasons or examples to support your opinion. Dealing with criticism from customers. Getting along well with subordinates. Managing your own stress.
Answer 1.
The most difficult part of being a manager is dealing with criticism from customers. First, managers need to stay calm and professional when customers are angry or rude. For example, a customer might get upset about a problem with a product and take it out on the manager. It can be challenging for the manager to respond in a proper way without getting upset or making things worse. Second, it's hard because managers have to find solutions that make customers happy while following company rules and limits. Sometimes customers have high expectations or the company can't do exactly what they want. For instance, a customer might ask for a refund after the return period has passed, and the manager needs to find a different way to help them without breaking the rules.
Answer 2.
Getting along well with subordinates is the most challenging part of being a manager. First, it can be difficult because people on a team have different personalities and ways of working. For example, some people like to work alone, while others prefer working together. As a manager, it's important to understand these differences and make sure everyone feels respected and included. Another challenge is handling conflicts and disagreements among team members. People may not always agree on things like how to do a task or what the priorities should be. A manager needs to listen to everyone's opinions, find common ground, and help the team work together. This can be hard because it requires good communication and problem-solving skills.
Answer 3.
The most challenging part of being a manager is managing your own stress. First, being a manager brings a lot of responsibility and pressure. You have to oversee your team, meet deadlines, and achieve the organization's goals. For example, imagine being a project manager with limited resources and demanding clients. The stress of such situations can be overwhelming and affect decision-making. Second, managers have to handle multiple tasks and conflicting demands. They attend meetings, solve employee issues, and meet targets while staying composed. For instance, imagine being a department manager with tight deadlines, team conflicts, and resource allocation challenges. Trying to excel in every area can lead to stress and burnout.
Do you agree or disagree with the following statement? Parents should control how much time their children can watch TV. Give specific reasons or examples to support your opinion.
Answer 1.
I believe that it's important for parents to control how much time their children can watch TV. There are two main reasons for this. The first one is about education. When kids are glued to the TV for hours, they might not have enough time left for their studies or for reading good books. They could miss out on enriching activities that help their learning and growth. This could have a negative impact on their schoolwork and their general knowledge. The second reason is related to health. Spending hours sitting in front of the TV means kids aren't moving around much. This lack of physical activity can lead to them putting on weight, which can cause health issues. Regular exercise and play are essential for children's physical well-being. So, by managing how much time their kids spend watching TV, parents can help ensure their children lead balanced, healthy lives, both intellectually and physically.
Answer 2.
I don't believe that it's important for parents to control how much time their children can watch TV. One reason is trust. If kids learn about the value of time and how to control themselves, they can make good decisions on their own. It's like learning to ride a bike. At first you need training wheels, but eventually, you learn to ride on your own. If parents control too much, kids might not learn these important life skills, just like never taking off the training wheels. Also, not all TV is bad. There are lots of educational shows that can help kids learn new things, just like school, but in a fun way. It's not just cartoons or games, there are shows about nature, science, history, and more. So, if kids are watching these kinds of shows, they're actually learning, not just wasting time. They're using their TV time in a helpful way.
Do you agree or disagree with the following statement? A flexible work schedule improves productivity. Give specific reasons or examples to support your opinion.
Answer 1.
I agree that a flexible work schedule can improve productivity. First, it allows for work-life balance. When we have time for family, hobbies, or rest, we come back to work happier and more focused. For example, if a student needs to take care of a younger sibling after school, a flexible schedule lets them do this, then complete homework later. This way, they aren't stressed about balancing responsibilities and can focus better on their tasks. Second, we all have different peak hours, times when we're most energetic and focused. Some people work better in the morning, others in the afternoon. A flexible schedule lets us work during these peak hours. For instance, if a student feels most alert in the evening, they could focus on challenging subjects like math then. This personalization can make work more enjoyable and effective.
Answer 2.
I disagree that a flexible work schedule can improve productivity. Firstly, it can blur the line between work and personal time. For example, a student might have the option to do homework at any time, but they might end up procrastinating and having to do it all at the last minute. This rush could reduce the quality of their work. Furthermore, without a clear boundary between work and leisure, they could find themselves thinking about homework even during their relaxation time, adding unnecessary stress. Secondly, not having a set schedule can lead to less structure in the day. Some people need structure to stay focused and organized. If a student had a choice to study anytime, they might not manage their time well and end up not covering all subjects evenly. This could result in them falling behind in certain subjects. Additionally, a lack of a fixed schedule might make it harder for them to establish a routine, which is important for consistent productivity.
If your country wanted to make children attend school longer in a day, would you support the plan?
Answer 1.
I believe extending the school day might not be the best idea. The main reason is that children require time for other important activities beyond schoolwork. For example, participating in hobbies, sports, or even just spending time with friends and family helps in the holistic development of a child's personality. It can also reduce stress and improve their mental health. Plus, if school is longer, kids might get tired and not focus well, which can make it harder for them to learn. They might also start to feel too stressed, which is not good for their love of learning. So, instead of making school longer, I think we should make the time we already have in school better. Maybe teachers could use fun games or stories to help kids understand their lessons. I believe this would make school more interesting and help kids learn better.
Answer 2.
I disagree with the idea of making children attend school for longer hours each day. Firstly, I believe in the concept of quality over quantity. More hours doesn't always mean more learning. It's crucial to focus on making each lesson impactful and meaningful, rather than simply extending the time. Also, children may find it hard to concentrate for longer periods, which might negatively affect their learning efficiency. Secondly, I think children need time for other things too, such as hobbies, family time, and rest. These are important for a child's overall growth and mental health. For example, playing sports or learning an instrument can teach teamwork or patience. Long school hours might reduce the time for these valuable experiences. So, I think balance in a child's day is important, not just more school hours.
What are some of the positive influences of advanced technology on education? Give specific reasons or examples to support your opinion.
Advanced technology has a great impact on education. First, it makes learning more interactive and fun. For example, with apps and online games, students can learn math or science in a very enjoyable way. These digital tools use visuals and interactive elements, making complicated subjects easier to understand. It's like playing, but at the same time, you're learning. It makes students look forward to studying, which boosts their motivation and interest. Second, technology gives us access to a vast amount of information. Before, we only had textbooks, but now, we can search for anything on the internet. Think about Google. If you have a question, you can find the answer instantly. It's not just quick, but it also gives us diverse viewpoints from all around the world. It's like having a huge digital library at your fingertips, helping us to broaden our perspectives and knowledge.
Do you agree or disagree with the following statement? Children should decide their field of study as early as possible. Give specific reasons or examples to support your opinion.
Answer 1.
I agree with the statement that children should decide their field of study as early as possible. My first reason is about focus. Choosing a field early on allows children to delve deeper into their chosen subject, promoting expertise and skill development. Early exposure to a specific field can spark a child's curiosity, making learning more engaging and meaningful for them. It gives them more time to refine their skills and broaden their understanding of the chosen subject. Secondly, it's about preparedness. In a fast-paced world where knowledge is crucial, early specialization can provide a head start. The sooner children identify their field of interest, the more time they have to learn and master it. This can help them stay ahead, especially in competitive fields. Early decision-making also encourages responsibility and goal setting from a young age, crucial life skills.
Answer 2.
I disagree with the statement that children should decide their field of study as early as possible. My first reason is about exploration. Childhood and adolescence are times of learning and discovery. By exploring various subjects, children can find out what they genuinely love. Forcing a specific field too early may limit their chance to discover other interests. This broad exploration encourages them to develop a more holistic view of the world and understand how different fields connect. Secondly, it's about maturity. Young minds are still developing and their interests can change over time. Today, a child might be interested in astronomy, but a few years later, they might be fascinated by literature. It's crucial for children to have the freedom to change their focus as they grow and understand more about themselves and the world. They need to understand that it's okay for their passions to evolve as they do.
Which of the following do you think have changed the most in the past 10 years? Give specific reasons or examples to support your opinion. Publishing, education, Politics.
Answer 1.
I believe that publishing has changed the most in the past 10 years. Firstly, the rise of digital publishing has greatly transformed the industry. We now have ebooks and online articles, which are easily accessible anywhere and anytime. We don't need to wait for a printed book or newspaper, it's instant on our smartphones or tablets. Secondly, the process of getting published has also changed. Before, you needed a publisher to print and distribute your work. But now, anyone can self-publish their books or articles online. It's easier for new authors to share their ideas with the world. This democratic approach has brought us a variety of fresh perspectives and voices. So, the publishing world has evolved a lot, becoming more digital and accessible for everyone.
Answer 2.
I believe education has changed the most in the past 10 years. First, technology in classrooms has exploded. We now use tablets and computers every day in learning. They help us to access vast information instantly, even from other parts of the world. This was not possible 10 years ago. These technological tools have not only made learning more interactive but also more enjoyable. You can even learn at your own pace. Second, due to the pandemic situation, online learning became common. This was a big shift from traditional classrooms to virtual ones. It's like having school at home, isn't it? This has not only made learning possible in difficult times, but has also taught us to be more self-disciplined and independent. Beyond that, it has given parents a closer look at their children's learning process. Plus, we've become more skilled in using technology because of it.
Answer 3.
I believe politics has changed the most in the past 10 years. Firstly, technology has greatly impacted political communication. Nowadays, politicians use social media platforms like Twitter and Facebook to directly connect with the public, share their thoughts, and gather support. This has made political information more accessible and interactive for people of all ages, including junior high students. Secondly, there has been a rise in youth participation in politics. In recent years, young people have become more engaged and vocal about their opinions on various social and environmental issues. They organize protests, start online campaigns, and even run for political offices. This increased youth involvement is a positive change, as it brings fresh perspectives and diverse voices into the political arena.
Do you agree or disagree with the following statement? Children should study music at school. Give specific reasons or examples to support your opinion.
Answer 1.
I strongly agree that children should study music at school. Firstly, studying music enhances creativity. When children learn to play an instrument or sing, they explore new ways to express feelings and ideas. This helps in developing their creative thinking skills, which are valuable in many life situations. Additionally, playing music can also be a source of joy and a way for children to express themselves, contributing to their emotional health. Secondly, music helps in learning other subjects. Studies have shown that music can boost memory skills. Children who learn music often do better in subjects like mathematics and language. This is because skills like pattern recognition or concentration, which are used in music, are also needed in these subjects. Besides, music can foster discipline and patience, as it requires consistent practice to improve.
Answer 2.
I disagree that children should study music at school. Firstly, not all children have a natural interest or talent in music. Forcing them to learn can lead to frustration or loss of interest in learning itself. It's important to recognize that every child is unique and their interests should be encouraged, whether they lie in music, sports, science, or arts. It's crucial to allow children the freedom to explore their own interests, as this can lead to more meaningful learning experiences. Secondly, with so many subjects already in the curriculum, adding music can increase pressure on children. Subjects like mathematics, science, and languages are fundamental to their academic growth and future opportunities. Additional workload from music lessons could distract them from these core areas. Besides, it's essential to ensure that children have time for relaxation and free play, which is equally important for their overall development.
Which would you prefer, learning from a teacher or from your friends? Give specific reasons or examples to support your opinion.
Answer 1.
I think learning from a teacher is better for me. One reason is that teachers have a lot of knowledge and experience. They have studied a lot and can explain difficult things in an easy way. For example, if I don't understand math, my teacher can use different methods to help me understand. My friends might not know these methods. Second, teachers know how to guide students to learn effectively. They create plans and exercises to help us improve our skills step by step. If I'm learning guitar, my teacher can give me daily practice routines which my friends may not be able to provide. So, while friends are important for learning too, I believe teachers offer more structured and expert guidance. I appreciate both, but if I have to choose, I prefer learning from a teacher.
Answer 2.
I believe learning from friends is more beneficial for me. One reason is that with friends, learning becomes more interactive and fun. We can share ideas and solve problems together. For instance, if we're studying English, we can play language games and help each other understand better. This might not be possible in a typical classroom setting. Second, friends understand our difficulties in a way that a teacher may not. Since they're at the same learning stage as us, they know what confuses us or where we struggle. If I'm learning how to code, my friend who's also learning might provide tips that worked for them, making the process easier for me. Therefore, while teachers provide structure and expertise, I find learning with friends to be more relatable and engaging. If given a choice, I'd prefer learning from my friends.
Do you agree or disagree with the following statement? Children should be allowed to choose what to wear at school rather than wearing a uniform. Give specific reasons or examples to support your opinion.
Answer 1.
I agree that children should be allowed to choose what to wear at school instead of wearing a uniform. First, allowing students to choose their own clothes helps to express their personality and creativity. For example, one child might like to wear colorful shirts, while another might prefer comfortable athletic wear. It's a way for them to show their individuality. Second, uniforms can be expensive for some families. If students are allowed to wear regular clothes, parents can save money. They can buy clothes that can be worn not only for school but also for other occasions. These reasons lead me to believe that it's beneficial for children to choose their own school outfits.
Answer 2.
I disagree with the idea that children should be allowed to choose what to wear at school instead of wearing a uniform. First, uniforms can create a sense of equality among students. If everyone wears the same clothes, it helps to reduce the impact of socioeconomic differences. For instance, it can prevent students from feeling left out because they can't afford the latest fashion trends. Second, wearing a uniform fosters a sense of unity and discipline. This can be particularly important in a school setting. When everyone wears the same uniform, they feel like they're part of a team, working towards the same educational goals. These two reasons explain why I believe that school uniforms should be maintained.